All right, everybody, welcome back to Absurd Automotive. It's getting pretty late out here. It's like 9 o'clock here in Alaska right now, and we're gonna be cleaning up Eva. There's nothing seriously wrong with Eva. It's just we took her down the Dalton Highway last video, and she's pretty dirty. She's a little messed up, and I want to fix the lights because I was driving in the dark and I can't see anything. So we're going to fix all these problems in the car, and then we're going to show her a little bit of love, like change her oil, go through and fix the lug nut issue that we had, and repaint the new lug nuts, and just go through and make sure that she's mechanically sound. So when I list her for sale, you know, there's a good chance of us selling the car. All right, so as we roll the car out of the shop here, the only thing that I've done to the car so far since the trip is fix the headlights because it was really bugging me, and I was struggling to fix them, mostly because the bolts rattled loose and they were old bolts, so I had to pull all the old bolts out and replace them all because they all kind of loosened up and the lights fell down, and I couldn't tighten the bolts. I mean, I could, but I was stripping them because they were so old and rusty. So I just went through and replaced as many bolts as I possibly could on there. It wasn't replaced with new hardware, but it was replaced with better hardware that I had laying around. So the car's looking pretty good. No serious damage other than one chip, which is right in the front right here. It's the only chip I found in the entire car so far. I also haven't cleaned the car yet, so I'm sure we'll find like one or two more. But it's not that big of a deal. This thing's really easy to work on. And the paint's pretty much trashed anyways. I mean, I haven't even touched this car other than putting the lines on there. And you guys can see, like, if you guys get up close to this car and you ever see it in person, if you look at the paint, it's just cracked everywhere. Like, you can see it. See, it's just cracked everywhere. Like, I made it nice and smooth. I made it look as good as possible, but it is definitely not that great. So I'm not worried about it. You know, for a white car, this thing cleans up really easy and really nice. And you can, like, when you step about 5 feet back, this car looks so good. I mean, I didn't even put any chemicals in the car. I didn't even put soap on the car. I just watered her down, got all the heavy dirt off there, and then just wiped her down with some microfibers real quick to get all that heavy grime off there, and she looks so good. All right, it's finally dark outside for once. We're starting to lose sunlight finally, but the wheel's gonna be coming off right now. We're gonna check our studs and we're gonna repaint the lug nuts that we got on there, the new ones that we got on there. And hopefully those studs are not damaged too bad where I gotta replace them or anything. And we'll check the tire, make sure that's okay, and just make sure the suspension's okay after that little accident we had on the Dalton Highway. Look at that, the studs are completely fine. They're a little banged up, but they still have all the threads on them, and they're still doing just fine. Honestly, for almost losing the tire, I'm really impressed I didn't damage any of those threads, or even the tire, for that matter. Like, I'm surprised. There's a little bit of damage inside of some of these. Like, you can see where it kind of started getting into it, but I'm really lucky it didn't actually hurt that much. All right, the wheel's back on. All the lug nuts are painted. We did mess with the suspension a little bit. We just kind of tightened everything up. Nothing major. We fixed all the little things that rattled loose, and now she is back to her pristine self. Headlights are working good. Everything's working good. So we're just gonna take it for a little ride, make sure we got everything perfect, and then we're gonna hopefully decide whether we're gonna sell the car or keep it. All right, so I haven't started this thing in a few days, so she is probably gonna be not happy. Look at that. That trip was really good for her. That motor is running really well now. Responsive, it's nice, it's not ratty. since it's old, it breaks a lot. So if you feel like you're a good mechanic, this car is definitely something you can enjoy. It's just, you know, as it almost shuts off on me. That was fuel because I was slowing down and I just didn't enjoy that. It's a love-hate relationship with this car. I kind of hope it sells, honestly. I'm tired of this thing. And with that, we had our fun with the car for the day. She is probably in the best mechanical shape she's ever been in. Obviously, she still has some issues due to the fact that she is an old car, but this is probably the best she has ever been in, just ever. I mean, mechanically, cosmetically, she looks and feels great. The only thing that's probably wrong with it is I don't have a windshield, which really, really puts down the value of the car. So I'm probably not going to be able to sell the car, but the cool thing for you guys on YouTube is that I'm probably going to be keeping the car, and you guys are going to be seeing some interesting content. Because what we're going to do is we're going to basically modify the car to be more Alaskan friendly. That way I can do more like off-roading content. I can do more like rally style and more YouTube style videos instead of just like, hey guys, like we're fixing our car and making it cool. Like it's cool, it's fixed, it's awesome. And now we're going to hopefully adjust this car to be more Alaskan friendly. We're going to drive, do more stuff like this, rally around on these off-road trails for the side-by-sides and stuff, because this thing isn't much bigger than a side-by-side. I mean, it's a little wider, but not by much. And it is rough to ride in on these dirt roads, so we're going to adjust the car so that way I can do more off-road stuff with it, because there's so many off-roading trails up here, but I can't go to a lot of tracks because there's only like 2 tracks in Alaska, and that's the North Pole Raceway and the Alaskan Raceway Park down in Anchorage. So I got to drive 6 hours down there to go to that track, and the track up here in Fairbanks area isn't open that much. So there's going to be some change to the car if we keep it. I'm going to give it a little bit of time, see if it sells, but I highly doubt it. So we're probably going to go get some material and start modifying the car to be doing some other things. So yeah, enjoy. You guys are going to enjoy these next couple of videos, I promise, if I decide to do them. But thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate it. And yeah, stay tuned for her next owner or the next video.